Hello, everyone, and welcome to Arizona Wildcats hockey. Tom Callahan, Sebastian Janik here with you, getting ready to go. And Sebastian, on the heels of a big 8-2 win for this Arizona team last night. What do they need to do here this evening?
A lot of the same, but I really think that physical game is going to be a big part of it again. Colorado State's going to look to maybe come out for a little bit of blood tonight, get a little bit of revenge, and they got to be ready to push back.
Well, there is always that danger of falling into, we call it a trap game. You don't want to fall into that trap here. So Arizona, you would imagine a hot start's got to be part of it.
Yeah, I think getting that opening goal last game really set the tone. And towards the end of the last game, there's a bit of pushing and shoving towards the end. We'll see if that carries over to the first here tonight.
All right, we'll be right back with the commentary of tonight's first period. Now down to the ice for the anthem.
Live from the Tucson Arena, this is University of Arizona Hockey. It's time to drop the puck with Timothy Gasson, the voice of the Wildcats. So let's head to the action with Arizona Wildcats Hockey.
And our anthem complete before tonight's game of the Arizona Wildcats going head-to-head once again with the Colorado State Rams. Welcome in, everybody. Tom Callahan here with you, joined by Sebastian Janik on the call. Garrett Kane producing tonight. Actually wearing a lot of hats. Garrett's going to run camera. He's going to produce. He will juggle on demand. No, I'm kidding. I actually don't know if he can juggle or not. But, Sebastian, I got to imagine, and I'm just going to go ahead and circle it for myself, and I already know that Coach Chad Berman circles it. But the start tonight has to be so important for both of these teams because last night Colorado State lost 8-2. They're 0-3 to start the year. Last night was the first win for Arizona. They're 1-2, but 1-0 at home. It was the home opener last night. The Wildcats don't want to give them any breathing room, and Colorado State needs all the air they can get.
Absolutely, and I think the U of A really wants to keep going on that strong start they had last game. They got a couple early power plays and were able to capitalize and generate a lot of time in the Colorado State zone. Colorado State really was looking for those outlet passes, trying to get it forward behind the defenseman. We'll see if Arizona's legs tonight can keep up with them like they did last night.
And so we are getting ready to go here in just a moment. It will indeed be Cross North in the goal again for Colorado State. He gave up ball late in last night's game. And meanwhile, Nolan Bavalsik will be getting the start in net for Arizona as Anthony Churro the win last night. So Biv getting the nod this evening, and we are off and underway. Arizona controlling the draw. They'll dump it on in. Nelson back after it. He'll swing it around the far side for Colorado State. But let's see if U of A can set something up on the forecheck early on here.
Getting down right away is Brody Selman, number 20. He's been a pretty great offensive pickup for them, and he's been able to drive a lot. We'll see if he's able to keep that low puck possession going tonight.
An errant pass resulting in an icing. You know, it's interesting you mentioned Selman. Certainly feisty. He's been out there. He's been throwing some hits, but this was a physical game. And it kind of went in fits and starts yesterday as far as the physical play. But, boy, when it picked up, it was intense.
You saw both teams really being willing to push back against one another. When one team threw a big hit, you had someone on the other team looking to throw it right back at them, especially towards the very end of that third period. A lot of extracurriculars after the whistle.
Face-off coming up to the right of the Colorado State goal. And we got a little delay here before we drop it. There we go, puck down. And there's a quick wrist shot. That one is tipped into the netting. And let's see, was that deflected by a Colorado State player? Yes, it was. Faceoff will stay inside. And it looks like Chad Berman's kind of looking. He's going to hold that line out there for now. Says, guys, stay out there. So Selman, Cusinelli, and Jesse Lowell remain on the ice.
Definitely a dangerous trio when they get going. And Cusinelli was looking for that wrist shot, high glove a couple times last game. We'll see if he tries to go back to that spot again.
Well, North proved pretty strong to the glove side. Here's Hole with a shot, but he hit traffic in front. Oh, boy, that one looked like it staggered Tower. He's going to slowly make his way off the ice as Colorado State dumping it in. They'll chase in after it. Mestis into the corner, trying to play it around to the near side, but the Wildcats recover, and that one is flipped off the glass. Down it goes. And now the Wildcats will change it up. Well, no, they're going to have to put that line back out there because the icing will mean that, let's see. You'll see a lot of teams try to sneak a guy or two out on the change here. Let's see what Arizona is able to do, if anything.
In this early part of the season, I think the refs are going to be really attentive to that type of stuff. You talked about last game, you know, the icings, penalties, calling things close, and I don't believe they got any changes out there. Still that same line of Jesse, Lowell, Selman, and Cusinelli.
Face off to the left of Bavalsic. 53 seconds into this opening frame. And boy, we've had quite a few delays here before the puck drops. We finally get that one down. We played around to the near side. We're waiting for it is Lowell. He scoops it down, but this may be another icing call. Indeed it is.
He took that glance over his shoulder, saw Cusinelli, tried to spring him up that wing, but just wasn't able to get the pass onto his stick.
And at this point in the shift, you really have to be a little bit smarter with it. It's a minute, 2 seconds in. Yeah, you've had a couple of whistles, and yes, these are young guys with fresh legs, but you know, you're still more tired than a new line being out there. So you just have to kind of use the boards, get it out, up off the glass and out of the zone. Make it a little easier on yourself. Kept into left point, a shot. Bavalsic the save. Rebound goes behind the netters. Cusinelli on the far side. He'll chip it up. Bouncing quick at the line. Kept in by the Rams. Now it's cleared to center. And Arizona won't get a chance to change more than one player.
Yeah, Lowell's been out there for a long time. Cusinelli's going to be able to get off now.
Lowell up with it. He'll try to chip it ahead. And now they've got numbers 3-on-2 as jumping into the rush is Shively. Right side, there's a wrist shot, and Lusby put it right into the chest of North.
And that's something that I really think this defensive core for the Wildcats has for them. They have speed. They have guys who have a lot of hockey IQ who can jump into that play without being out of position.
Face-off will be to the left of North once again here. As we are 1:32 into this opening frame.
Still 0-0.
Crowd still arriving here, and I know some folks filtering in a little late, but the later start here, 7:30. Trying to help some folks get down here. A reminder, if you are a UA Wildcat student, tickets are free for all home games this year. Come on down, have a great time, and watch a really good hockey team. Puck is offside at the Colorado State line. We'll get a whistle. We'll do it again. And so, you know, we are running a little short-handed. So, Sebastian, I know you're going to be doing this full game here this evening. But, you know, tell us a little bit about yourself. Where are you from? And how did you get into hockey and wanting to do this?
I moved to Tucson when I was 2 years old, so I consider myself born and bred here. I came to Ice Cats games back in the 90s, 8, 9 years old, and that's how I got my first introduction to hockey, was right in this building. And it's pretty surreal to be standing here above the ice now calling the games for a team that I've really, you know, taken a lot of pride in having in Tucson for a very long time.
And right now this Wildcats team is trying to generate some offense. But again, Colorado State knows how urgent these opening minutes are. There's a long shot. Bavalsic the save. Rebound to the left wing side, right through the slot. Lusby will pick it up on the other side. He'll slide it ahead, looking for the home run. That one missed, but no icing. Well, no, wow. Oh, I don't know about that, unless they're calling it offside at the line, saying that perhaps, I don't know if Malafronte was in early, and even he's a little puzzled.
I can't see how that would have been an icing. He had the body in front of him.
And he was the closest man to the puck.
Absolutely. There was hustle going on from both guys. It's not like the defenseman let it in and then he had it easy in there, but...
By the way, Malafronte, I just want to mention Malafronte is indeed wearing 14 again this evening. We had it corrected for those of you who may be watching the local feed here that he might have been wearing 24. Not the case. Malafronte is in 14, so sorry for the confusion.
And one thing that's standing out to me right now is that Colorado State's had more offensive zone time in these first 2.5 minutes than they did for the first 15 minutes of the first period last game. They had a lot of dump and chase with no follow-up, and it looks like this time they're looking to generate a little bit more offensive time in the zone, just kind of wear the Cats down in the first period.
Definitely a better start for the Rams here. They'll try to bring it in. And Tolnai in over the line, lost it, chipped it to the left side corner. And so far, Bavalsik's had a couple of shots yesterday. Churro had one big breakaway stop early on, but that was about it for the first 10 minutes of the period. And here, Bavalsik with another save there off his glove.
Yeah, Churro did not see a lot of rubber early last game, but I really think that, Bavolsik looking at, getting a good look, getting to see the shots. The U of A has done a good job of clearing out the net and giving him eyes to see those shots coming in so far.
Cowden back into the right side with a shot. That is sticked aside. Rebound ends up on the right wing, and Arizona off to a bit of a sluggish start here. They're going to leg it up the right side. Here's Orfanos, who did not play last night, back in the lineup tonight.
He's a player that Tanner Harris, the student coordinator, really pointed out as a guy to look for. He's 6'3" with a lot of speed and a great shot.
Well, and hopefully he can bring some of that energy out there as well, as the puck ends up back in the Wildcats' end of things. Approaching 4 minutes gone here of the first, no score. Puck is turned over in the slot. Now away is Josephson up the left wing side. He's got some help. Josephson swings wide, leaves it up high. There's a shot. Score! Ryan Fisher! Fisher following the play down low, able to score the first goal of the game. And I'll tell you what, that is exactly, Sebastian, what they needed, because Colorado State had been all over them, and then they just turned the tables just like that.
And that activating the defense, having a guy who keeps his head up, can see the space in front of him and take advantage of it. Having those type of defensemen is just invaluable for this U of A hockey team. And an absolutely great wrist shot there, beat him clean.
So Fisher has goals in both of the games here at the homestand.
Arizona Wildcats will give it to number 6, Ryan Fisher. The assist goes to number 11, Will Josephson. That is Fisher from Josephson. Time of your Wildcat goal, 4 minutes, 5 seconds in the first period.
So 4:05 into the game. Boy, that is exactly what Arizona needed, as now another icing against the Wildcats. And now the interesting part, of course, we talked about this yesterday, shifts after goals. So important for both of these guys. But these two teams right now, Colorado State, you don't want to get behind early. Now they're behind early.
Exactly. But what I like here for Colorado State is if they are actually able to capitalize on this offensive zone face-off, they're not able to get getting possession there. I think would have been big after they giving up that goal. We'll see if they can regroup and get something going in the offensive zone. But Wildcats are getting their legs under them a little bit. Looks like they're finding their positions a little bit better on the ice.
Now Colorado State trying to move the puck back in. Bavalsik will play it down to himself and leave it aside. Timor.
That's a play where you got to trust your defenseman to handle that puck. Dropping that off to Timor there, veteran guy, big force on this back end. It's a confident play.
Well, you also have to appreciate goaltenders, number one, who want to move the puck, but two, you don't want that face-off in your end if you don't have to have it. And when you do have puck handling D, it makes it a lot easier to keep it going.
Absolutely. Dropping it off to that guy, knowing that he can get it out, having that confidence and not having to freeze the puck and take an unnecessary offensive zone face-off. Definitely something you want to keep going. Shively's
shot tipped out of play here. 5:25 gone in the first. It's 1-0 Arizona in the lead. And right now for the Wildcats, they put that top line back out. They're trying to keep the pressure on, and boy, that's so important for these guys. I'm not going to say that if you score another one here in the first couple of minutes here, this opening frame, you put Colorado State out, but you put them under your thumb a little bit more, and that's exactly what Arizona wants to do on the heels of that big 8-2 win last night.
You want to remind them of what you did to them last night. If you can get them down 2-0 again and they start thinking about, oh God, it's the same story once again, that's going to be a very different team to play against if compared to if they tie it up 1-1 here early.
And the puck does find its way out to center ice. And right now, both teams looking to try to make a change. Big hit thrown over there. Nice job there. Stepping up was Lowell. And now U of A trying to control in its own end. There's a pass off a shin pad. Set right back down, and again, a little bit of pitch and catch through the neutral zone here. U of A, nice move by Shively. He'll slide it over onto the left wing, and back in come the Wildcats. There's a shot by Cusinelli, blocking away, rebound, and Lowell couldn't get it on net.
That little toe drag wrist shot there from Cusinelli shows his confidence, shows what he knows he can do with his hands. And if Cusinelli's playing a confident game, that's the guy you want with the stick on his puck, the puck on the stick. My apologies.
Shot goes wide there, and you know that little drag, it doesn't look like much, but that foot or so it creates changes the angle on the goalie, on the defender. So important to create room. It's a puck tipped out of play. Souvenir on its way out there, and we'll get a fresh biscuit out there here now with 6:38 gone here in the opening frame. 1-0 Arizona in the lead. Let's see where they put this face-off. I think I put it right on the dot at center, it looks.
And we saw a couple plays ago that Colorado State threw it off the boards for what looked like just an obvious icing, but they got their player in there. They forced Pavolsik to play that puck, and that's another kind of key of their game is just getting guys skating, trying to tire people down. It didn't work out last night, but after a back-to-back, on a back-to-back, your legs might not be as fresh tonight.
Well, the other thing, too, it's going to be communication key between the D and the goaltender when there's that kind of forecheck pressure. You've got to make a quick decision with the puck. You need to hear from everybody around you as to what to do with it.
And the U of A did a great job last night of getting pucks from behind the net back up into the paint and just knocking in rebounds and forcing that goalie to constantly be looking for where the puck is.
Mullane with a nice keep at the left point for Colorado State. Puck in front. Pavolsik with a right pad save there on Debrandini's. And now at the right point, puck held in again. Colorado State trying to set up shot. There's a shot off the glove of Pavolsik out of play. Face-off will stay inside the zone, so the Rams getting some zone time.
They are, and they're getting a lot more shots from a lot more quality areas. It really seemed like last time they just couldn't find a way to get into any of the soft open areas and get some quality shots on, but Pavolsik has been up to the challenge, and even more so far.
Face-off will be to his left. And now the Rams once again keeping the puck in the zone. Centering attempt does not get through, and now U of A looking to move it out up the right wing side. Here's Orfanos, left wing pass to Meyer. Meyer with a drop, getting it back on the left side, chasing it in behind the net, rolling puck back there, turn around in the stuff. Can they get it to go? No, puck stays out. Johansson loves that wraparound move. We saw it a lot from him. Well, I guess I could say last Wildcat season, as the net comes up but not off. We get a whistle anyway.
Well, one way to stop him doing that wraparound is drive him straight into the back of the net.
There you go.
That's one way to neutralize that play.
You can't go through it, that's for sure. And, we haven't seen the physical play yet from Colorado State as much. We've seen a couple of big hits from Arizona early on, but the Rams have not quite gotten into that physical mode yet here.
I think they're looking more for those skill plays, a little bit more shots on net. No, don't exert so much energy trying to throw the body if you can't.
Big rebound, Meyer tipped over top of the net. Boy, a great play in front. Johansson with the backhand and a big rebound. Now Johansson tied up in front, got the shot away anyway, but North the save. Boy, oh boy, the D, at least they helped out a little bit there, tying up Johansson in front of the net, but this was the case last night. North he'll make that first save, but that rebound sitting in front, he needs some help from his D, and he wasn't getting it last night.
He can't be everywhere at once. He can make that first stop. He can do his best to get rebounds out into the corners, out of the dangerous areas, but any team knows you have to clear guys out of the paint, because if they hang around, they're going to knock it in.
Face-off will be to the right of the Colorado State goal, and Arizona holding it in. Shot in front is blocked and cleared out of there by Tower. Now they'll move it ahead on the left wing side, dumped in by Mestis. Tower after it into the corner. Mestis trying to help him out in the pile.
Hole tied up there with Josephson. Going to break the puck out.
And now up through center is Vance. Vance had a noticeable game last night as well, too. There's a little shot block there as Josephson couldn't quite force it through the traffic. Left off of the right point. Shively sending it over. Timor down low. That one is swept away from Josephson.
Shively and Timor had a lot of great passes back and forth to open up some space last game. We'll see if they can do that again. And you don't have to take those hardest shots. These guys have a lot of power in that shot, but it seems like last night they were focused on just getting it on net more than anything else.
And Shively with another heavy hit on the near side here. And gotta like the play too. Dawson Marshall, and he's keeping an eye on Shively, and Josephson got away with a hold there. But saw that Shively jumped down, trying to make something happen there offensively, made sure he covered back. And I'm sure that that's something because these D are active for Arizona. The forwards have to be aware. Now can they catch him in a change up the right wing side, breaking in. Selman trying to cut in front, puck free side, and the net goes through the crease. That'll be taken away by Colorado State, and we get a penalty behind the play, a high sticking call. Oh, the Rams not only short circuit what could have been a tremendous rush, but now our first look at the U of A power play.
And that's Selman getting down there, crashing into those dirty areas. Sometimes you force a defenseman to take a penalty if they want to clear you out. And Selman just kept that puck, was able to follow it, kept driving the net, and created a great power play opportunity here. And he's going to be right back on the ice to take this face off with Lowell and Cusinelli.
So Mullane into the box for high sticking. And that one at 9:34.
Two for high sticking. Time of that penalty, 9 minutes, 34 seconds in the first period. And the Wildcats are going on a Hogan Transportation power play.
And they will set things up. Hole up top, running it from the QB spot. It goes onto the left wing. And now, again, Arizona not in a hurry here. They know they've got room, and Colorado State doesn't really press them. They stay passive in that box.
They really allow the defenseman time and space to set up shots just like this one.
There's a shot. Fisher missed the net. Comes around Cusinelli on the left side. He'll drift up to the left point with it, and he'll flip it across. Fisher walking it down. Backdoor feed to the dot, but it hopped off the blade there of Lowell. Cusinelli to Hole.
And I think keeping Cusinelli up high here is great. If he can take that puck, skate in, and look for that wrist shot that he's got, it would be a great look for him.
Now Fisher changing the angle, sweeps all the way around to the far side. He'll end up back where he started from at the right point, into the right wing corner. Getting it up top is Hole, looking for a seam, backs up, doesn't have one, feeds Fisher right side. He'll put it down low, looking for a tip. That one's deflected wide. Cusinelli up top and put it between the D out of the zone.
And what's interesting to me is that they have just let the defensemen do a lot of skating and a lot of passing during these power plays. It was the same thing last night. They don't seem really willing to get out and pressure them, force them to make a quick play, giving them a lot of time and space. But like we saw there, time and space, sometimes that puck just slides off your stick and it's not quite where you're hoping it ends up.
32 seconds to go on the high sticking call against Mullane. U of A with the second power play unit out there. Timor down to the right side corner. He'll feed it into the slot. There's a shot. Score! What a great feed by Timor right to Malafronte, and he squeezes it in between the blocker and the body of North. Power play goal for the Wildcats. It's 2-0.
Feels a little bit like deja vu from yesterday, but both of these goals have been wrist shots that have beaten North clean. Last night, the U of A really had to get on those rebounds to get anything past him. After a long night last night, North might be a little bit sluggish if you can look to beat him clean on those wrist shots. And Timor just activating the D, getting him down into the dots, getting the great cross-ice pass.
Boy, that is a big goal, too, right there. We talked about that next goal being key.
Arizona Wildcat goal given to number 14, Greg Malafronte. The assist goes to number 9, Cameron Timor. That's Malafronte from Timor on the power play. Time of your Wildcat goal, 11 minutes, 13 seconds in the first period.
Oh, boy, that puck went square off the linesman. He's okay.
I think he actually got his hands up to block that one.
Man, I was cringing up here. Please, not again.
Last night, the only injury really was a linesman taking a puck or a stick to the chin, so I think he had that on the back of his mind, maybe seeing it this time.
By the way, got the update. Everything's okay. All the chiclets are there. It was more the chin, so we're good. As a goalie, I was a goalie my entire life, so I always had a cage in front of my face. I never really had to worry about my teeth. That wasn't really a thing. Now, my noggin, totally different story.
And we saw Churro make a save off of that noggin last night.
Absolutely. Sometimes that's your only option. You just got to kind of go for it.
Just let the ears ring and try to move past it.
That's right. Right now, U of A back up on the forecheck, trying to apply that pressure to the Rams. And on the left wing side, here's Vance trying to tie it up. And again, U of A trying to win those puck battles. And the puck side support, we'll talk about this here in a second, but the puck side support of Dawson, Marshall, and Vance. Now, a big focus from yesterday for head coach Chad Berman, and we get a whistling behind the plate. Is that a penalty coming up here? I think, yes, indeed. It looks like Mullane once again, and perhaps they're going to take both of them. or no? I thought perhaps Vance, but no, Mullane is going back into the box.
I think it might have been a retaliatory penalty behind the play.
I think so.
And you've got to think these Colorado State guys have, oh, looks like he's going to be leaving the box now.
Oh, he might have picked up a misconduct. I think he might have had a little extra something to say to the ref, because I saw the way the referee kind of turned it and kind of looked back at him. Obviously, it's only speculation. We're not down there on the ice, but I think he said something got him in trouble. He might have picked up a 10.
And this is where that frustration from last night can boil over. And now you're going to put the U of A on a 5-minute power play here. And they were dangerous last night on that power play.
No, I think he just picked up a 10. I don't think he got a 2 or a 5. Well, we're going to find out. We're having a conference right now, so there may be something coming out of this. But
well, that'll set the tone for this game of how it's going to get called. And, you know, the U of A bench has got to realize that, too. Even if something pops into your head, if you got a quick whip back for the referee, maybe just keep it to yourself.
Well, Sebastian, as you pointed out, I mean, you know, early in the season, it's called a little tighter. It's just human nature. When you start the season, everything's a little sharper. Towards the end of the season, maybe things are let go a little bit more. And right now, the captains are getting the information here. We'll pick up the 411 over the PA as soon as we can.
I think we're going to see on this.
Kind of taking a look at the replay here, and because I think what happened was Mullane got knocked down, said something to the referee about it, wanted a call that obviously he didn't get, but
yeah,
unless he picks up some sort of unsportsmanlike penalty that might be a 2, I don't think U of A gets a power play.
That'll make sense. Yeah, Vance got him with a little cross check. You know, it wasn't called. He went down to the ice, probably wasn't happy about it, but he's hanging out by the Zamboni doors right now, so we'll see what the verdict comes in here as.
Want to remind everybody, actually tell you, because we haven't told you yet, in the first period intermission, we're going to have a chat, and the second period intermission with head coach Chad Berman as soon as we go to the intermission break. He's going to give us a little overview of this year's team. First, we're going to talk defense and goaltending. Then we're also going to talk about the forwards and the challenges and not playing, as Sebastian so astutely told us yesterday. 597 days between games for this U of A team until they tipped it off at Utah. And we're still figuring this out here. And Mullane is still down by the Zamboni doors. He has not gone back to the dressing room, so I don't even know if he knows what's going on.
Seems to be there hasn't been a complete decision made yet.
And we don't know what's going on yet. See if we do get something over the PA eventually, but
and I will say, Chad Berman is a character. If you've never heard an interview with him before, I would stick around during those intermissions. He's a very candid guy. It's not always boilerplate stuff, and he'll have some good insights into this team.
No, you will know what he's thinking, and he will tell you. And that's one of the things I love about talking to him. He's very upfront, and you have to appreciate that, especially from a coach. If you're a player, look, not everybody always wants to hear the truth, but from, you know, let's see if we're going to get the call here. Not quite yet. And they're going to put the face-off in front of the Arizona bench, which is more to the location of where the puck was, so I have to assume this is only a 10-minute misconduct.
Yeah. Still interesting that Mullane's, he doesn't have time to plead his case anymore down by the Zamboni, but he doesn't seem willing to go back to the locker room quite yet either. Well, we might have to. Not going to get a PA update on this one.
State penalty on number 17, Jackson Mullane. A game misconduct for contact with an official. Time of that penalty, 12 minutes, 46 seconds in the first period.
Well, that'll do it. Game misconduct, not just a 10, but he has gone for the game for contact with the official, so he must have gone over and actually physically come into contact, and the referee blew it dead right away. There was no putting up with that one. So, man, that's a big blow.
And I don't believe I've ever heard that call been made. I've been watching hockey for a while, and I've never seen a player ejected for physically going after a referee.
And so, no power play for Arizona. We do continue 5-on-5, and I think that's kind of what some of the talk was about as to whether or not there might have been an accompanying penalty with that, but we just end up with a game misconduct.
And Mullane, he's one of their defensemen. You go down a defenseman early in this first period, and you're skating 5 defensemen the whole game.
And Arizona trying to take advantage here with a chance down low, tied up in behind the net. It'll be scooped around to the near side, and Tolnai able to put that off a body. At least got it to center, but it'll be fired right back in, bouncing puck into the near corner.
And that's got to be a little deflating if you're on the Colorado State University bench. You know, you're already down 2 in this game. You had a rough night last night, and to see one of your players take a little bit of a selfish call there and bring you down to 5 defensemen. It's not the first period they were hoping to start out with.
And no, as you pointed out, I mean, frustration is the name of the game on that one. That's exactly what it was. And, you know, you can feel you should have had a call against you as Orfanos works his way on the right side. They'll wrap it around behind. Orfanos still with a puck on his stick. Left pointer's Timor. Timor over to the right side. Shively settles. Back to Timor. Has room. Lets it go. Save North. Rebound. Shoveled in front. Johansson couldn't get his stick free. Nice job in front there by Cowden to tie him up.
And I think Colorado State's collapsing more around the net to stop those rebounds that happened so much last game. But that's giving Timor up on that point a lot of room to work.
Johansson tried the wraparound again, almost got it to go. Chopped away to the right point, not out. Shively stays on it. Shively scoots around one, walks it in, feeds it over. Now here's Timor over. Wrist shot through traffic, tipped in front. Johansson over the net. Meyer trying to get after it in front. That shot blocked off a skate. And now finally Colorado State able to skate it out to center.
And they had numbers coming in here, and they elect to just dump and chase, and U of A is going to pick it right back up.
Long shift in the defensive zone. They had to get out of there, I think. Just a little too tired to pursue that rush, and now we get a hand pass whistle.
That makes sense. You definitely do not want to be, I mean, long shifts can be a minute. That's a long shift for these guys when they're going at full board. So, yeah, sometimes you see those odd men going up the ice, but they just don't have the legs to do anything with it. You don't want to have a turnover with tired legs and have it coming right back the other way.
Well, especially, you know, when you're defending, you really, I mean, defending and killing penalties are tiring because you have to constantly move your feet or you've got to be engaged in a battle. It's tiring, and that's really interesting for the Arizona point of view, keeping that pressure on and maybe sometimes extending that shift a little bit. They have to be careful not to be out there too long themselves.
I really like what this 10, 11, 12 line has been able to do. They have forechecked incredibly well, and Dawson Marshall is just dogged on the puck, trying to get it to anyone near him into space. He has been relentless along the board so far in these last 2 games.
This line has made some smart plays. They've really played some intelligent hockey here last night and again tonight, and just kind of keeping their heads up. And it really helps out. And you mentioned the forecheck again. There's Marshall in there with a little bit of help from Josephson. Puck swung around to the far side, kept in left point. Flung back in front, a tip. North handles that one.
And with a guy like Dawson Marshall skating around, forechecking every time, as a defender, when you go back to pick that puck up, you gotta be checking behind you. You don't want him pile driving you into the boards if you can help it. And having that little thought in the back of your head can force a bad pass, too quick, anything like that. That pressure from that line has been great for them so far.
Well, exactly what you mentioned. That's why you finish your checks. Because if you finish your checks early, maybe lay a good thump on a couple of players, they do start to look over their shoulder. And once you establish that threat, whether you follow through on it every time or not, you've established it, and there will be a lot of looking over the shoulder.
And Selman was looking to spring Cusinelli and Lowell in there, just couldn't quite handle it, and Cusinelli takes a big hit along those boards.
Well, Cusinelli trying to get in there as hard as he could to get up after that pass, couldn't pull it off. He'll call for a change here as he's trying to get off the ice. Lowell skating it in left side, has a little bit of help. Here's Fisher in. Lowell's shot tipped wide. Fisher on it, right half wall, lost it. Gets it back now, gets knocked down, but sent it into the corner, into the slot. Lowell a shot right into the shin pads of the defender and able to swing it out of there is Hines to the line, not out Fisher. Hines still can't clear. And now finally it is tossed out of there by Grayson North. Turned right back though by U of A.
A little bit of a fire alarm change there for CSU, guys tumbling in and out of the bench.
Selman going in hard after the puck into the right side corner. And now it'll be fed back up to the right point hole with a shot that is blocked, and that one comes back out through center ice.
What's really stood out to me about number 6, Fisher, is that when there's any chance for him to be in the rush, that was an interesting little knuckleball there.
2 minutes to go on the first, 2-0 Arizona. Well, like we said, active D. Everybody likes to jump up here. There's a shot that didn't get through. Litwin had it tipped away into the corner.
And especially with the lead as a defenseman, you definitely do not want to take any careless mistakes, but it can give you a little bit more of that confidence when you're playing with the lead.
Lusby behind the net trying to work it free. Battled away by Cowden. He'll use the glass, get it to center. Timor trying to glove it down for himself. Send it back into some skates, and now stepping up, here come U of A once again. Malafronte with a shot right into the chest of North, and he will hold on for the faceoff. 1:24 away from our first period intermission. 2-0 Arizona with the first period lead. An even strength marker from Fisher. Power play goal from Malafronte. And that's how we've arrived here.
And what's interesting to me is that there's been a little bit of a reverse of what happened last game, where the U of A came out blazing, were able to get a lot of pressure. CSU couldn't get anything going tonight. The U of A started a little bit slower, but they really picked it up here in the latter half of the first period.
Face-off win by Arizona, and they're able to keep the puck in. Timor, long shot, found its way to North, and he holds on to it. Face-off will stay to his right.
And I do wonder if that penalty to Mullane has got the bench, from the coach of CSU talking, maybe keep things down to a minimum on that end, because they cannot afford to go shorthanded much in this game with how it's gone so far.
Chasing after it, back into his own end. Shively hurrying it out to center. Orfanos dumping a bouncer in. Ooh, tricky one, but North steered it aside. Meyer left it off the wall to nobody. And that'll be a chance to clear out to center here.
1 minute left in the first period.
Last minute of play in the first. There's a shot short side. That one is hugged on the post, found the netting. Pavelski, was busy early. First half of the game, he was pretty busy, but hasn't seen much as of late here. And you hope he's not back there falling asleep, because, mentally it can be a challenge for a goaltender to stay alert, stay in the game, and when really everything's happening the other side of the ice.
Yeah, when you were a goalie, when you're sitting back there as a spectator watching everything happen in front of you, and you're not getting to get the movement you need sometimes, and there's a cold ice surface. You can those muscles can tense up and you can get a little bit frozen, but he's been sharp so far. Even on that little test, it held the post great there.
Meyer will step up on the right wing side, up on the forecheck. He played back around to the wall. Colorado State looking to clear the zone. Nope, kept in at the line. Long shot coming in. That one is steered wide. Rebound. And Johansson couldn't quite do anything with it. Got it over to the wall. Can he keep it in? Looking for a little help. Here's Meyer cutting into the slot with it. Meyer hooked down to the ice. No call there. And so Colorado State will move it out to center. And a nice shoulder check there thrown by Ziegler. As the puck back on the near side corner. Off the glass. Down to the final 15 seconds here in the first period. Colorado State, well, they kept it in and onside, and now 2-0 down low, and a chance, and unable to hook up in the back end was Tower.
That puck was bouncing on him. He tried a little saucer pass there, just would not land on the stick. Connor Ziegler, a walk-on for the University of Arizona. Nice little physical presence there to end the first period.
Yep. Colorado State was 6.
So 16-6 the shots on goal here in the opening frame, and as we get ourselves into position for the first period intermission. So Sebastian, give us your thoughts here on this opening 20 minutes for the Wildcats and the Rams.
I think getting off to that start is exactly what they needed. I think that power play kind of got them going, got the confidence going a little bit, kind of sharpened things up. They seemed a little bit sloppy, starting the first couple minutes of the first period, but after that they've really tightened things up, and I think the fact that, Pavelski didn't see the puck very much for those last 10 minutes is reflective of that.
And so with a 2-0 lead, we head off into the first period intermission. A reminder, please stay with us. You will hear from Arizona head coach Chad Berman. He's going to give you a preview of this year's team, or an overview, I guess, really, since we've already started the year. Talk a little goaltending and defense, then we'll talk some forwards and the challenges of being off the ice for almost 600 days for this team. But they have a 2-0 lead here on Colorado State. We'll take a break, come back with 20 minutes in the books. This is Arizona Wildcats hockey.
We're here with Arizona hockey head coach Chad Berman talking about this year's club coming in. Chad, I know it's been a while since we've seen these guys on the ice playing some hockey games. Wanted to start with a little preview of this year's team. Can we start with the goaltending and the defense? And let's start in net for this year.
Well, returning, you'll see two familiar faces in Churro, the reigning MVP of our conference, and Nolan Devilsick. Obviously, Bev, we feel like is a 1B. He's no 2, so we feel like a very strong start there. We did bring in a third goalie in Rhett Kimmel, a guy who we feel like is going to be able to take the reins in the future here. Very athletic, great edge work, very aggressive. Just really excited about what he can do here, and this gives him a year.
Definitely Working on just really getting my routine
And we
down.
do return our top pair in Jones and Hall. Both guys we're really excited about. They've continued to grow every year, get stronger. Hall in particular had a huge summer, put on a lot of weight, and so in my opinion, he's the best defenseman in the conference, and we're gonna look for him to push even higher here into to new levels here with his game, and so far so good.
This year, I'm just hoping.
You will see, I would say, in terms of new faces, we really tried to get more mobile, better puck movement. So we added Ryan Fisher out of the BCHL. He's a kid who's a real heads-up player. Thinks the game very well. The intangibles of the game are really, really well. The details, when you watch him on film, there's so much more to his game than on the surface. But on the surface, it's pretty good too. When you see his foot speed and the way he advances pucks, he's going to be a big boost to us in all situations. As is John Shively, a transfer player from Division III Buffalo State. John actually played with Hall, Jones, and Dawson in the NA3 with the St. Louis Junior Blues, and the last time those guys all played together, they lost in the national championship game in overtime to the Metro Jets. So we got a little bit of a core of that championship team that I guess we're building around here. But we got Timor in the back end. He's a kid who's coming off of his freshman year where he was named ACHA All-Rookie Team, so we're really excited about the growth he has. Just a really smart player, especially in the power play. He's made really good 2-on-1 decisions lately, and we've got him paired up with Chris Hedgecock, who's a perfect complement to him. A guy who plays a real solid, steady game, has a little bite and grit to his game. Just a kid you can rely on and off the ice to do the right things constantly, and a guy who we expect to even step into potentially a leadership role in this team. So we're excited about what we have back there. We're still building. We're still shaking off 600 days of rust. Unfortunately, like the other teams, 600 days, they at least had ice, they had practice. We watched guys practice. So we're really kind of fighting through it for now, but we're confident in what we have and the ingredients we have and where that's going to go. So it's just a matter of time. We're just trying to win the day and get a little better each week.
Anything different? What are some things that you're working on to kind of make this season almost or better than last season?
Haven't really been able to get on the ice much this summer, so really trying to focus on just getting back into the swing of things, getting my shot right, making sure that I'm getting a little more endurance. So right now I'm working on that so that I can get back into how I was doing last season.
There is another Marshall on this team. He is related to you. His name is Dawson. That is your younger brother. So talk a little bit about what it's like to have a brother on the team. Are there any rivalries? Is he in the locker room trying to fight with you all the time, trying to maybe be better? What's that all about?
Yeah, no, last year was actually our first season playing together, and it was pretty awesome. If you watch the games, me and Dawson penalty kill together a lot of the times, and we definitely do well. We mesh well out there in the penalty kill for that. Other than that, I'd say he looks up to me as a bigger brother and on the ice just to kind of try and compete with me a little bit during practice and stuff like that. But yeah, we definitely enjoy penalty killing together, and I think we do a pretty good job of that as well.
So he obviously looks up to you. So what are some advice that you give him to kind of, move on, and some things that you tell him?
Yeah, just kind of he's just got to keep working and make sure that he's playing his role and not to try and be a player that he's not. He's pretty good grinding in the corners and just plays his role as a fourth line kind of guy and penalty killer really well. So just try and not be anybody else and just play how he should be playing.
We've been talking with Bailey Marshall, and we will be right back with more of the Wildcat Hockey Report.
I am Will Harmon here with sophomore defenseman Matthew Hull. Matthew, pretty big season last year as a freshman. What have you done differently to try and continue that momentum going into now your sophomore year?
Mostly just my confidence, just getting used to, last year was pretty big stepping in, but I think this year being more confident on the blue line and just playing like I regularly do.
And you're a St. Louis guy, Stanley Cup champions last year. What would it be like for the University of Arizona Wildcats to win the championship this year?
Winning a championship would be amazing, but right now we're just focused on each game at a time, and getting to the national championship is definitely the first step. WCHL conference championship is also another step, but not really looking towards that at first. But yeah, it would definitely be amazing. Yeah.
I've been with Matthew Hull, and now we are sending it back to the Wildcat Hockey Report.
It's It's time for another Arizona Wildcat hockey, this or that.
Okay, I feel like this one's a little obvious. Mustache or beard?
Muzzies.
Why?
Better style, and I try to look my best.
Does anything ever get stuck?
Yeah, when I eat a sandwich, I have to like lift the upper lip up so I don't eat hairs.
Bench or penalty box?
As of recently, it's been penalty box.
Why?
I'm not meaning to. I've just been a little too physical.
Okay. USA or Canada?
USA.
Why?
It's where I've lived my whole life.
Friends or The Office?
The Friends.
Why?
It's the OG before The Office.
Okay. Morning or a night person?
Night.
Why?
Waking up just isn't my thing.
Warm-up time. Hello, Tucson, Arizona. Hiya, Joe. Have a good one, guys. Have a good one. Work hard.
Gets going. Let's take a look at the south.
All right, fellas, have a good one now. Keep him down. Let's go. Nah. Up easy. Too many men here.
I know in the past you've talked about trying to create a cooperative atmosphere on the ice between yourself, the teams, and the coaching staffs. Talk about your approach to officiating what can be a very difficult game.
Well, certainly at this level, you've got guys that know the game, and basically they know you. You've been working with them for 2, 3, 4 years, and you get a rapport with them. I don't have any animosity toward anybody at this level. They know what I expect, and they do their job, and I do my job, and everybody's happy.
Hey,
let's go.
Ladies and gentlemen,
shut up! Shut up!
So
we're getting even? All right, cool. I like it.
We have 10 feet from our boards.
No, you don't.
We don't?
No.
No?
No, you have to be at the bench.
I'm sorry?
You have to be at the bench. Go 10 feet. Your goaltender does. Your goaltender's got 10 feet if you're going to pull the goaltender. That's sure. Yeah, you bet. Anytime. Well, I think went rather well. Stick down, stick down, stick down. Let's go, move it, move it. That's all, that's all. Easy in front now, easy in front. I got it loose, let's go. Move it, move it. It's loose. Nothing so far, let's go. Get a clue. You want to go for 10?
Arizona State goal by number 8, Jason.
You guys gotta start calling some of that, huh?
What's that?
Just the blatant, like when we get scoring opportunities taken away. We don't care about the ticky but like cross checks in front and that.
Soft hook.
Yeah, that was a breakaway.
I was watching.
Can't nobody else work with us. Good period. Up, 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 up. No problem there, no problem there. No problem, let him go, 5. Good job, good job. How long you know me? Couple years?
You always not gonna. Oh, come on, why did you come over there?
Huh? I would never throw a guy. I wouldn't even throw a guy. Are you kidding me? Come on, that's not enough. Knock it off.
You gotta give me a penalty. He was screwed with our goalie, you saw it.
No, I didn't see it. I was following the puck.
What was he doing?
Yeah. That was a pretty bad cheap shot there.
Was it?
At number 7, he's the guy. Same thing last time we played.
7?
I sat out for 2 weeks because of him. Cheap shots, you know?
I'll watch him. I'll watch him. Thanks.
That was a pretty good game. Just trying to capture the spirit of the thing.
Your hometown hockey team, your Western Collegiate Hockey League champions, your Arizona Wildcats. Tickets for Arizona hockey are now on sale. Support your Wildcats as they battle ASU for another Cactus Cup championship and more at the Tucson Arena. Your hockey team, your Arizona Wildcats. Call 791-4101 for tickets now.
welcome back here to Tucson Arena. Tom Callahan, Sebastian Janik with you here on the call. Garrett Kane producing tonight's broadcast as we get ready to go for period number 2. It's 2-0. Arizona Wildcats in the lead. And as both teams retake the ice, probably the biggest news out of that first period was the fact that we had a game misconduct handed out to Jackson Mullane. And finding out a little bit further, that long discussion, as it turns out, Sebastian, was to find out whether or not they felt it was intentional contact. Apparently there'd also been contact with a linesman as well. It was a very long discussion, but at the end of the day, Mullane's out.
Yeah, I'm guessing that's why he was sitting by the Zamboni doors to waiting to see what their final decision was. But at the end of the day, they determined it was intentional, and he will not be returning. And it's hard, sometimes those wires get crossed as a player. It's been a long night already in that first period. You're looking to take out some frustration, but the linesman or the ref is the wrong person to do it on.
And so that does mean they are short a defender, Colorado State, for the remainder of the game. And then one of the things that's going to affect them heading here into period number 2, they're going to have to figure out a way to just, I guess, get through with all of this, because now you're down by 2. You know you need to press to try to get back in this hockey game. And yesterday was not the easiest game for you. And there's a heavy hit right off the start. But so this almost answers my own question. Are they going to bring that physical play right away as the puck goes into the U of A bench? I think they need to. I think they have to step out and be physical.
I think they do, but if they start looking for cheeky things up high, things that are a little bit more out of anger than intentionally physical, they're going to get themselves in penalty trouble, and we've already seen the U of A capitalize on that tonight on the power play.
Face-off will be coming up to the left of North. And U of A with that top line out there trying to make something happen, but the puck is tossed out to center. And now Hull hustling back. Played it to center, but right now Rams are offside. They must clear the zone. They do, but turn it over. And now U of A trying to step ahead. Fisher fell, and now 3-on-1 right back the other way. Hustling on the left wing side. They move in with a wrist shot, and that missed the net. Oh boy, that's frustrating. Right back the other way. Here comes Selman on the left wing, but he's got to chase it into the corner. Passes a little too far ahead of him. Lowell trying to help him out, but he falls down.
With the 3-1 early in the second period, down by 2, if you're going to take that shot, you can't be too cute and try to get something far side. You got to get that on net.
Well, exactly. Yeah, that's a great point, and a point I would want to make as well, is you do have to hit the net with that shot. Try to get a rebound, anything.
There's nothing wrong with looking away the pass on a 3-on-1 if you've got an opening, but it has to be something quality to get something out of that.
Litwin on the left side for Arizona, centering feed. That one is tipped away from Melafronte. Lusby couldn't come up with it on the far side, and now up come the Rams, chipped into the left wing corner. Kleiner will face off with Timor, and he comes up with the puck. Kleiner tried to cycle it back around to the far side. Ends up at the left point. Wilson holding it in.
Okay, Timor with some puck retrieval here, checking over his shoulder, making sure there's no one coming in too hard. And I will say the physical play has been noticeable in these first 2 minutes. It feels a little bit more rough and tumble out there.
Well, that's Colorado State has to pick that aspect up, because they have to get Arizona to look over their shoulder. And that's what I think the Wildcats did a very successful job of in the first period, is the Rams were worried about the contact. They felt the check coming, and it created some opportunities. Podlesh tried to clear it out of his own zone, turned it over. Lusby and wrist shot, save made North, rebound behind the net. Malafronte tried to center. It ends up to the line, a bouncing puck. That is kicked back in by Hedgecote. He'll leave it onto the right wing side, but a rolling puck eludes Lusby, and Wildcats to the change.
We haven't heard Hedgecote's name too much tonight. He's a good, solid defenseman, but we've really seen, that top 4 pairing step up and move the puck a lot for the U of A.
Another errant pass goes for an icing here.
And the thing that I wonder is if the U of A are really going to try to, shut things down, keep things, out of the dangerous zones and play a little bit safer offensively, or push for that next goal. I think the next 5 couple minutes will be indicative of the type of style they're going to go for in this second period.
Well, they certainly don't want to sit back, and you don't want to rest on your laurels. It is only a 2-goal lead. And against any team, 2 goals, you don't want to sit back.
And one of the best parts of last night's game was when Colorado State did get that late third period goal, the Cats came right back and scored an 8th. They weren't willing to sit back and have it end with 7.
And that you'll often hear the talk about a team having a killer instinct, being able to put teams away. And that's really, really important because you get the lead late in a game. You don't take your foot off the gas. You don't want to roll back into a defensive shell. You have to keep pushing and play the game that got you where you are. And that's what all season long you try to learn. You try to develop that and have that feeling as a hockey team.
And any fan of the game has seen their team blow a 3-0 lead with about 2 minutes left in a game. That can always happen. You got to keep pressing. But that was some good physicality along the boards there for the Wildcats.
I always enjoy the blank goal lead. 2 goal lead's the worst lead in hockey. 3 goal. Any lead is the worst lead in hockey if you blow it.
Exactly. A 10-goal lead is the worst lead in hockey if you blow it. A lead is a lead, but you have to keep pressing.
Orfano's pressing in, and his shot is blocked off a shin pad. And now back the other way, the Rams to center, but they're going to dump it in. And head out for the change as Colagrosso heading off the ice. Fisher feeling the forecheck pressure, trying to feed it around. It does not leave the zone. And Colorado State looking to get the offense going here. They'll wheel it all the way left off of the right point. Here's Hines. Hines with a wrist shot into traffic. Didn't get it through. Now sent the other way by Josephson. Around to the left point. Held in by Wilson. Wilson will flip it towards the net. Blocked off a shin pad.
And this cycle from CSU is not something we saw a lot of in the last game. This is what they need. This is what they've been looking for, and it's up to the Wildcats to disrupt that and make sure they take away those passing lanes.
This line is doing a great job right now keeping that zone pressure on, but finally it looks like Arizona able to break it. Marshall up on the left wing side by himself, tries to scoot through a check. He does. Centering feed is sticked away by North and goes out of play. Nice job by Marshall there to get down that left wing side, but Arizona was changing behind the play, didn't have enough net front pressure there. But they will get the offensive zone draw out of the deal and a much needed break out of their defensive end here. But, you know, again, credit Colorado State. They didn't quit yesterday, and they certainly haven't quit today.
No, they keep sticking to their game plan. And one thing that I thought was interesting was Orfano's coming off on a change. Got into a little bit of an altercation there, a little bit of shoving match. And, you know, he's a feisty guy. He's a 6'3", big body, willing to throw it around with a lot of speed. And if that pushing and shoving starts 15 minutes, you know, at the second period mark, that didn't start to the very end of the last game.
It'll get feisty here, that's for sure. And, oh, yeah, in that last play, we get a whistle for the offside on the pass. But I'll tell you what, Timor got away with one. He stepped up to play the puck, missed it as it bounced past him. But fortunately, it worked itself out because the play put itself offside. Colorado State trying to break in there just a little too ahead of itself.
Sometimes you'd rather be good than lucky.
Yeah.
Rather be lucky than good, but
I'll take both. 5 minutes gone here in the second, 2-0 Arizona.
And we're seeing this 10, 11, 12 line again on that forecheck down low, using support from each other to keep the puck alive in the zone.
There's a pinch from the right side point, sent around by Shively onto the near side corner. Josephson trying to move it free. It ends up in front. Vance looking to get after the puck, throws a little bump there. Marshall takes it from Vance, tried to skip through, but he was bumped off the puck. Josephson up on the right wing side. It's cleared off the glass and skips all the way down the ice. And did that, yep, that touched someone at the bench area. I thought perhaps it did, and the linesman caught it. Now we get a too many men call, actually. So interesting. Too many men on the ice against Arizona in that change as the puck went right by their bench. It must have hit somebody changing. And they're going to end up shorthanded here, and it'll be the first power play of the night for Colorado State.
And this will be a really big moment for the U of A's penalty kill. You've got this 2-0 lead. You've scored on your power play. You need special teams to make a game work. And this penalty kill is going to come out here and try to make sure Colorado does not get the momentum they've been desperately looking for.
5:29, time of the bench minor for too many men. That will be served by number 15, Anthony Cusinelli.
Interesting choice to put Kus in there, but maybe give him a little bit of a rest.
A bench penalty for too many men on the ice. Serving the penalty for Arizona is number 15, Anthony Cusinelli. Time of that penalty, 5 minutes, 29 seconds in the second period.
Bobulsic had contact there as he got hit by Birdsall in front of the net. He threw a little extra shot in there, but after Bobulsic made the save, had it tied up, Birdsall went right in there after it.
Sometimes that's you know, you're just looking to knock something around, see if you can pot one, but see plays like that back in the 70s and 80s, and I think there would have been a little bit more physicality when someone's getting their stick into the goalie's chest.
A little bit of gamesmanship perhaps as well. You're trying to rattle Bobulsic, who's looked very good in this one.
He has been in front of everything and looked very confident out there tonight.
Colorado State, though, trying to set up this power play once again. Birdsall playing it in behind the net, tied up over there, picked up by Mestis. To the right point, here's Hines. Hines across the line, feeding it on the left side. Tower back up top to Hines. Hines over to the right wing to the near dot. Mestis into the slot back door, and there's a shot. That one looked like it might have missed the net entirely. Hines up at the left point.
I'm a little bit surprised he didn't let that one go right away. He kind of held on to it, allowed Bobulsic to get back into position and shut down any angle that they might have had on that shot.
Here's Tower, back across Hines, cross ice one time, and what a block there. Nice job as Arizona able to clear the zone now. And boy, I'll tell you what, Fisher sold out on that one, got the body in front of it.
Doing everything tonight. He's got a goal, he's been up in the rush. That's a great selfless play right there to block that and end that possession time in the offensive zone for Colorado.
Timor after it, he'll try to clear, did not, kept in. CSU, some pressure, shot, score! A wrist shot by Tolnai from the near dot. And that one beats Bobulsic on the glove side. The Rams are on the board with a power play goal, and it's a 2-1 game.
And Timor is a responsible guy. He probably most of the time does not like the idea of just throwing one up the middle, but it just was not able to split the defenseman quite enough, and they're able to keep it in, and Tolnai snipes one. This is what we saw last night with that 2-1 game. Now we'll see which team is willing to respond the quickest here.
Well, that's a tough one to give up for Arizona, but now they need to have that response. Let's see if they can do it. We'll pick up the call on the goal here in a minute. Instead, Bobulsic has to handle another shot. As the puck is cleared out to center, and that will not go far enough for the icing. But Tolnai gets the Rams on the board. It's a little bit different game right now.
A goal scored by number 6, Adian Tolnai. The assist goes to number 3, Max DiBernini, and number 19, Kyle Nelson. That's Tolnai from DiBernini and Nelson on the power play. Time of the Rams goal, 6 minutes, 51 seconds in the second period.
And so now Arizona can't clear the puck out. There's a shot, Bobulsic the save, and he'll pin it against the chest. Nice job there on that high wrister. He's done a nice job gobbling up those rebounds and not really allowing much in the way of second chances at all.
No, he hasn't, and he's been very sharp up until that last one, but you can't expect your goalie to keep it, you know, nothing in a goose egg up there all night long, but hopefully you see a better response here on this shift from the Wildcats. That last shift, a couple turnovers leading to another scoring opportunity for CSU.
Long stretch pass out to center. Here's Malafronte on the left side, looking to center. Driving in the backhand, Litwin to the forehand shot north, the save, and he'll hold on. And now Lusby going to the net, getting some attention from the green jerseys. There'll be some words exchanged.
A little bit of irony there after Bobulsic took that stick up into the chest when he had already held it, and Lusby just kind of comes in there, glides in, and gets a little pushing and shoving for his effort, but...
Well, and that's what they're going to need to do, this Arizona Hockey Club. They have to go back to asserting themselves in the game, and they really haven't much here in the second.
And last night we really saw them working really hard down low and around the net to get some greasy goals that were not going to make a highlight reel, but they count. And tonight they've had 2 great clean goals, but I think getting back to that grinding mentality will serve them pretty well here.
And Arizona starting with possession of the puck inside the Colorado State zone. Lusby on the left side into the corner to Litwin. Litwin putting it back up left point. Hedgecote kicked it back down, got it back at the left point. Wrist shot tipped on the way in, save made by North. Big rebound cleared out through center. And Bobulsic watching it go wide. Hedgecote, good hustle to beat it out for the icing call. Oh, wiping out there, losing an edge was Latovsky. Right away checking that left skate.
Yeah, he kind of made a little gesture like he was disappointed in himself that he didn't get in there before the icing, and then maybe a little bit of spacing out, catch an edge.
Stepped on the old banana peel.
Looks like he's all right, though.
Face off will be to the right of North. And puck at the left point. Hedgecock again with a shot. That is gloved down. North will hold it once again. 8:16 gone here in the second period. 2-1 Arizona in the lead over Colorado State. This is the back half of the home weekend series for the Wildcats. Arizona won last night 8-2.
Still with a chance to replicate that score tonight, but I think they're going to have to clean things up a little bit and start working a tiny bit harder. I think that hustle they had last night is not quite been to where they hold themselves up to that expectation of.
They wave off the icing call here. They say Orfanos got a piece of it. He'll pursue it into the corner up on the forecheck here.
And with Orfanos drawn into the lineup tonight after not playing last night, you really want to see him generate something with his speed that is there, and he's got that ability to beat guys one-on-one.
As you mentioned, a big body and the ability to be a physical presence out there as well. Right now, nice job U of A able to keep it in. Here's Orfanos left side, tried to center. Meyer trying to get to it. Orfanos out of the pile with it, tried to walk his way in front, checked off his stick. Nice play there by Ford.
He would have been wide open in the slot if that one would have cooperated with him, that just hops over his stick.
Ford trying to leave it there, but Birdsall missed with his wrister. And now a little miscommunication at the point. Grayson North's shot was kind of blocked inadvertently by his own teammate.
Yeah,
kept into the right side. There's a shot blocked in front. Sorry about that. Go ahead, Sebastian.
No, it seemed like the slap shot, the follow through, caught his own player there a little bit as he skated into him, but
broke his twig as well. Now U of A trying to get it out of there off the glass now for Ziegler.
And I would really like to see some more offensive pressure in the zone, being able to keep pucks in against CSU and make them feel like they can't get back into this easily. They're going to have to fight their way back into it. But right now, U of A having a little bit of trouble generating that, offensive zone time.
Boy, a good read by Josephson. Picked it off in the neutral zone. He brought it in, but unfortunately, U of A not able to make too much out of it. And now they're trying to push the other way here. Vance has been moved onto this line. We haven't seen Matthew Marquis in a little while, and not sure if that's an injury issue or just kind of the way the numbers are broken out. There's a chance down low, and Josephson behind the net with it. He'll move it up the middle. Here's Vance looking on the left side. He's got Marshall. Marshall moving ahead, 3-on-3. Marshall backdoor feed looking for Vance. Bouncing puck. He couldn't corral it, and that allowed Cowden to get back and make a play.
Opened up that space, though. That was a great job, using his speed to create space, get himself into an opportunity, but it was a good defensive play there by CSU.
Bivolsic with the old poke check, moving that one away towards center ice, and now the hitting is picking up on both sides a little bit.
Yeah, Tower for CSU really throwing the body around. He had 2 hits there in about the span of 10 seconds.
9:15 left to go here in the second. 2-1 Arizona. Much closer game than we had last night. It was already 5-1 by this point.
They're not going to come easy every night, but this team knows if they work hard and keep to their system, they can keep putting up those goals. But things just look, timing's a tiny bit off.
There's a shot. Oh, just missed on the 6 side. Kyle Nelson trying to pick it low blocker. Deverandini's over after the puck. Put it towards the point, but that one is picked off by Lowell. Lowell able to punch it onto the zone. He'll step up on the right side. He's got a trailer trying to move it through, and that one is swept away. Nice poke check there to knock it off the stick of Selman. Right back down come the Rams, but that one is disrupted at center. Deverandini's with it. He'll just throw it in around the wall.
Great hustle and puck control by number 18, Jesse Lowell, able to bring that one down, skate in with it, and just couldn't quite get a clean break to Selman.
Bivolsic will make the glove save and hang on to it. 8:24 to go in the second. Head coach Chad Berman joining us once again in the second period intermission, and will give us the other half of the kind of forecast for this year's team. We'll also talk a little bit about the interesting challenges faced for a hockey team that not only didn't play a game for almost 600 days, but didn't practice. There was no ice available to these Wildcat players until they kind of got back together here, and so it's been really an interesting road for them, and we'll hear from Coach Berman about that in the second period intermission.
And there are a lot of new guys on this roster this year that haven't maybe had time to build that chemistry quite yet, but I think Selman's a good example of someone who's come in and had chemistry right away.
There's a long shot kicked out by Bivolsic. And now down for the left point. Once again, the Rams keeping it in. Nice block on the pass attempt in front there. As laying out there was Shively to knock it down. Timor into the corner after it. Took it away from Kleiner. Played up the near side. Lusby. They'll tip it ahead. Litwin on the rush. He's got room on the right side. Litwin driving in on the backhand. It's poked away. Rebound up in the air north. They're able to hold on to it long enough to get the whistle. And now we get a pile.
That was Timor jumping up into the rush, being down by the net, looking to somehow bat something out of the air. But crashing the net, making sure North doesn't feel too comfortable in there. That was a strong power move to drive in there. That's the type of effort that the U of A is going to be looking for. And I know head coach Chad Berman, he expects a lot out of his guys, and he's going to be preaching that type of play. Drive hard, be willing to take a hit. We've got a penalty here on CSU, number 2.
It's going to be a hooking call.
Kyle Golden going to the box, and I think that's going to be a penalty generated off of effort. That's driving the net hard, forcing a defenseman to panic a little bit and maybe do something he doesn't really want to and take a penalty here.
12:21 time of the penalty.
And the CSU scoring on their last power
number
play.
2, Kyle Golden, 2 minutes for hooking. Time of that penalty, 12 minutes, 21 seconds in the second period. And that means your Wildcats are on the Hogan Transportation Power Play.
Wildcats on the regroup here, and well, they scored on the first power play they had in this game. This is only, believe it or not, their second power play of the game. Now let's see what they can do with it. As they set up top, Hole with a shot, tipped in front, didn't get through the traffic, and it is swept in behind the net. As knocked down there at the side of the goal was Selman around to the left point. Cusinelli holding it in up top. Hole fakes a shot, moves it over to the right side. Little hesitation move there. Fisher will pull it back.
Fisher with a little bit of trouble keeping it exactly where he wants to, but keeps possession, keeps things cycling.
I like the rotation here up top. Try to get some motion going. Backdoor feet. Cusinelli on the backhand couldn't shoot. They'll carry it behind the net. Feed to the right half wall. Fisher up top. Here's Hole. Hole on the right side. Pressured, but swings it over to the left side. Cusinelli back up top. Feeds it over to the dot. Arizona's got good movement. No shots. There's a long-range attempt that missed the net.
And this is a time where you got to think, that perfect scoring opportunity might show up, but this far into the power play, you just want to make them work.
There's a jam play side of the net. Couldn't get it to go. Lowell, though, powered it to the front of the net. One thing I will say about Colorado State's passive box, they stay back. They will let Arizona do all the wheeling up by the blue line they want to do. It's not affecting them in any way. Their coverage is down low, and until Arizona proves they can put the puck in the net from the blue line, I don't think they're going to change it.
I don't think so either. I think they saw how many rebounds ended up with goals last night, and they're more concerned about what's happening around the net than up by the point, because they have allowed a lot of passes, a lot of cycling. But they can look pretty. If it doesn't lead to anything, it doesn't matter.
Power play's over, so the Wildcats 1 for 2 with a man advantage now as they fail to convert here. In fact, they only had one shot. That was Lowell's attempt. Puck at the left point, long shot coming in. Tipped in front, North the save, rebound, and did North hold it out? Yes, he's got it. Oh, gets the whistle there. He was looking behind himself, but he held on.
There was a little twinge in the side of that net, and you never know looking up from up here if that puck ended up there, but North had it squeezed in between the armpit. And on that last penalty, I will say, there's sometimes a difference between a penalty being called and a player able to draw a penalty. And I really think the U of A, using their speed, driving to the net, if they can draw a couple more penalties and force CSU onto the penalty kill, it'll really help them establish some presence here.
And as we talked about, I mean, frustration can turn out to be a thing, and it can help you out. And U of A would love to see a little more frustration out of Colorado State, but to their credit, they have played very well. They have stayed the course. They're only down by a goal right now. They're every bit in this hockey game.
There is no sense of defeat on that bench. These guys are all standing up. They're all talking to each other. They're only down by 1 goal, and after last night, they know that things can change in an instant.
There's a backdoor feed that does not go. Puck goes to the left point. Long shot by North, and Babalczyk reaching behind him. Did they get? No, it did not cross the line. I don't know how. Puck stays out. There's another shot. Babalczyk save with the left pad, and he'll cover the rebound.
A little bit of a circus act there for Babalczyk after even the PA getting in here letting us know they've got an appreciation for it. And he's really putting up some great saves after a quiet first period, but that's what you need.
You gotta number one, kind of did the old windmill a la Dominic Hasek, reaching behind himself with the left arm, kept the puck out. I don't know how, when it got cleared out, and then in the scramble, the puck was turned over. He had to make a left pad save and get to the rebound to calm it down. Right back down comes U of A. There's a chance in front, and pulled down in front of the net was Will Josephson, and a penalty coming up here to Colorado State. There's a shot fanned on, finally the touch from the Rams. But U of A is going to go right back on the power play, chance number 3. And now that it's a 2-1 game with 4:28 left, boy, this would be a huge time to convert.
It would, and that penalty was anything but subtle. I think the defenseman knew that if he didn't take him out of the play, whether it was dragging him down, he was probably going to bury it right there. And that's another example of speed and driving to the net, drawing a penalty.
I believe that's Deborah and Dini's who picked up the penalty.
That was a clear 2-on-1 right there with a great chance.
And again, that kind of, you negate that scoring chance.
Max DeBerny. 2 minutes for tripping. Time of that penalty, 15 minutes, 32 seconds in the second period. And that means your Wildcats are on the Hogan Transportation power play.
And they are back on the power play here. Can Arizona get a little bit more in the way of chances here and perhaps put one in? Puck is swung around the wall and cleared down past hole. Under 4 to go in the second, 2-1 Arizona. Minute and a half to go on the power play.
And that penalty was taken to stop a scoring chance, but when you get on this power play, you got to make them pay for taking away that golden opportunity from you.
Arizona walks it in at the line. Here's Cusinelli on the left side. He'll feed it up top. Shively over to the right side. Wrist shot in front, looking for a tip. Free backdoor. That one just cleared out in front of the net by Golden. Can't get it out of the zone. Held into the left side. Lowell moving it behind the net. Selman looking up top. Shively, wrist shot, save. Big rebound. Scoop just wide of the net.
And Jesse Lowell all around it down there in the blue paint.
Lowell wrapping it through the crease left side. Cusinelli doesn't shoot. He'll feed it up top, and that one is kept in by Shively. He'll switch places with Timor. Get it over. Cusinelli can walk it in. Backdoor feeling over. Timor score! Timor picked up the pass on the back door. North could not recover a power play goal, and it's 3-1 Wildcats.
And when you've got a player as dangerous as Anthony Cusinelli skating in like that on his shooting side, that North has to be thinking shot all the way. And then out of nowhere, Timor, defenseman activating, coming down, and absolutely burying that one.
There should also be an assist in the mix for Shively. And boy, oh boy, a big, big power play goal. 16:59, time of the marker.
Cusinelli has one of the best wrist shots, if not the best wrist shot on this team. And when he skates in like that with that much space, you're thinking shot all the way. And you could see North could not move.
Give it to number 9, Cameron Timor. The assist goes to number 5, John Shively, and number 15, Anthony Cusinelli. That's Timor from Shively and Cusinelli on the power play. Time of your Wildcat goal, 16 minutes, 59 seconds in the second period.
And so Arizona now back to that 2-goal lead, looking much more comfortable but much more confident after picking up that marker. And you're right, they did make him pay for taking away that scoring chance. So nice to see the power play convert for the second time tonight.
Absolutely.
Both goals, by the way, from that second unit.
Yeah, and what I really like to see there is when you look at the stat sheet, you've got defenseman to forward, back to defenseman for the goal, and 2 defensemen being active on that power play. And they let Shively hang out there around the point. Same thing with Cusinelli. They gave him space, they let him cycle, they let him circle, and they were able to set that beautiful backdoor play up for Timor.
Well, this time they pressed into that space too, is the difference. Cusinelli able to march down. He had that room, walked it in, and then was able to open the box up for that seam on the pass. There's a long shot in the North will glove. And that's kind of the thing about that passive box is if the shots just come in from the umbrella up top, it's not a problem. But once you start to push in a little bit and you start to unbalance the numbers, that's where Colorado State's got to adjust, and they didn't there.
And you had 4 CSU players staring right at Anthony Cusinelli, and Timor recognized that, squeezes down that right-hand side, and he's been in that shooting spot a couple times, especially last night. He would put himself in that position to score if the goalie's out of position.
And now there's a chance in front. Orfanos is stopped by North. Swung around the boards down the ice. This will be an icing call. No, they wave it off. So Fisher back after it. And almost gave it up in the slot, but it got to center.
Yeah, those passes right up through the middle you want to hold this 3-1 lead going into this locker room, going into the third. You want to make sure this isn't a 1-goal game once again.
Wilson holding at the left point. Onto the near side, Fisher after a rolling puck. Trying to play it up the wall. It's pinned up on the boards. Put in front, and Birdsall unable to get a shot off. Kept it again to the left point.
Fisher in a battle here, looking to break the puck away.
Colagrosso able to put it in front. Bouncing puck. There's a chance. No, did not get through the traffic. Still not out. Another shot blocked by the forest of trees in front of the net.
And I think CSU's looking at what Arizona did last night with that play around the net and trying to replicate a little of that. Crash the net and get bodies in there.
Pavalsik with a big save on Ford, and now right back down come the Wildcats. In behind the net, chased by Orfanos. He cannot get to the puck. Shively will pull it back at center. Had a roller to deal with. He's able to chip it the other way. Nice job by Vance to wait and make sure that he was not taking a too many men call. And he was wrapped up high there, but they let that one go.
He was, and if they're going to let that go, that needs to be the standard for the remainder of this game. That was right in front of the linesman.
Back the other way. Here comes Arizona once again. And unable to make his way into the corner was Marshall. A little bit back and forth, turning into a track meet right now. And now big hit on Kleiner. He is absolutely dumped by Timor. Right at the horn. Oh, my.
That is not the feeling you want heading back into that locker room, but Timor is a guy who likes to throw the body around, and that puts a punctuation mark on the end of that period.
It really does. That was a big, big hit on the wall. Just set him up. Watch out for the train on the tracks. 3-1, Arizona has the lead after 40 minutes of play up on Colorado State. So Sebastian and I will step aside here, and don't forget we've got the second part of our chat with head coach Chad Berman coming up, and then we will be back with third period action on the other side of the intermission. Stick around. This is Arizona Wildcats hockey.
Welcome back. Once again, joined by Arizona hockey head coach Chad Berman. And Chad, a little bit earlier, we previewed the goaltending and the defense for this team. Let's talk about the forwards now. What does this club have in store for this season?
Yeah, it's a different look up front. We're not gonna rely as much on our top guys like we have in the past. Like Bailey Marshall's not coming through this door anytime soon, and that's not a bad thing. It's just a different blueprint, and so I think you're going to see a little more balanced attack. I particularly have been impressed with a few guys who came back this summer and clearly put the work over the last 600 days when we've been waiting to play. My 3 Ls, Lusby, Litwin, and Lowell, particularly have really stood out. They look like they got an extra jump. They use their time wisely. They're a little stronger. Obviously, Captain Cusinelli's coming back here. We rely heavily on his leadership and his experience, and he's been a huge help to the younger guys in so many ways. The things he does really aren't on the surface. It's really little things behind the scenes, and so it's huge to have your captain coming back, especially with this kind of a big transition and this many new faces in our room. And so, we're trying to build this thing in more of a balanced attack transition. We added more mobility on the back end, so we want to get pucks north. We want to get heavy on the forecheck. And we feel like we've got 4 lines that can do that, and the guys who are going each night are going to play, and that's how you want to build your culture into a competitive environment where you got to earn your minutes, and every day you can make or break those minutes, and that's how it should be. So we're confident what we have. At the end of the day, we'll see as we go here. We're awfully rusty now, but hoping to build, and we don't want to peak now. We're shooting for March anyways.
I know there's no short answer to this, but 600 days. That's a long time to not have anything for this team.
Yeah.
What have you been doing in that 600 days to try to combat the fact that these are unusual circumstances?
Well, I think it's been, this job's always a people management job, but certainly when we don't have that thing that gives us significance, hockey that is, for this long, it's a different kind of challenge. It was more of a life challenge. It was a lot of people management in regard to how to manage things we can't control, how to make sure that when the time came we played, we were ready, keeping a positive mindset. It was a different kind of challenge for sure. But one we accepted head on, and we thought we were going to have a chance to play last year, and we ran out of time and it didn't work out. But I think that's what makes today, this weekend, all of this so special. Is this is more than just playing hockey again. This is a celebration of hockey. It's a celebration of Tucson, and to be back in this building and to raise another banner, and to be with the people who have helped us to grow this on and off the ice. To me, this is bigger than hockey. This is just a celebration for the entire city.
And welcome back to Tucson Arena in Tucson, Arizona. The University of Arizona Wildcats with a 3-1 lead over the Colorado State Rams. Tom Callahan, Sebastian Janik here on the call. Garrett Kane behind the scenes for us tonight, doing the producing and camera work duties, doing double duty. We're a little short-handed tonight, but you'd never know it. We have been calling this one like we're on the power play. Sebastian, let's talk a little bit about this third period coming up for the Wildcats here. Speaking of the power play, 2 goals out of the man advantage unit tonight.
And in that last period, a great goal from Timor, who finished up the period with an absolutely monstrous hit along the boards here. You know, Timor is a guy who brings a lot to this team. And I really think they're going to be looking, you know, for Timor or another. Jesse Lowell, I really like his physicality this game. He's really stepped up as a big, strong body, drove the net, had a lot of presence around the goalie. You know, I think for the U of A, they came into a third period last night where, you know, they didn't want to go on cruise control, but there wasn't much to lose. This time it's a 2-goal lead, and they're going to have to be really smart about protecting it and keep pressing for that next one and keep drawing penalties. I like the way that they've used their speed and their aggressiveness to draw penalties in that last period.
And we have 20 minutes at least left to go in this one. It is a 3-1 Arizona lead. And Colorado State still looking for its first win. So if you're in that Rams locker room, what are you telling this team right now?
It's desperation. It's you've got to find a way to win. It's every cliche you've ever heard in the book, but at the same time, they become cliches for a reason. I think they're going to come out here with a lot of energy, and they've got a chance to get back in this game. Last night, not so much, but tonight, if they're able to really push and really keep testing the U of A goaltender, you never know what could leak through him, but he's been real sharp so far. Bivolcic has looked a little bit like Hasek out there at times.
He's been doing yeoman's work, only allowing 1 goal so far in this one as we get it underway. Period number 3. Here we go. And we are starting at skating 5-on-5. Colorado State pushing in and trying to establish some zone time. There's a pass right across the middle, kept into the left point, but it's blocked and now flipped out to center. A bouncing puck. Lowell trying to catch up, but he could not. Steered away by Golden.
And if you can, you know, keep that puck out of your zone, that's gonna what you really want to hope to do the most. And Lowell there, he's right here. He's picking up that puck, driving the net.
Right side to the backhand, trying to stuff it in. North with a great save, just recovered to close down the 5-hole enough. And boy, U of A look good on that chance. They tip it in. They're offside. They'll pull out and we'll go for the 5-man change here. It is cleared back down to the Colorado State end of things. I'll tell you what, right now, U of A, boy, you love to see that push early, but they need to keep that pressure up.
Yeah, a guy like Jesse Lowell, you know, if he can set the tone right off the bat there with that power move to the net, sacrifice the body for a chance, that's going to inspire a lot of confidence to the rest of this team.
Malafronte with a nice chance in front, shut down by North. North having a very good game here this evening, but again, could use some help from his defense clearing out those rebounds. U of A is able to maintain possession here. Finally, the puck cleared, but it's turned over at center, and the Wildcats quickly on the regroup. Tried to tip it in. That one hit the linesman. And so now the Rams shoving it the other way. That is going to force Ziegler back after it. He tried to play it up the wall, ran into Tower. Malafronte with a pass up the left side. Fisher's all by himself up there. He'll just flip it on down.
Yeah, that's a defenseman getting stuck in the middle of the ice trying to drive the play all on his own.
Well, also, I think, you know, some fans might say, why doesn't Fisher push the attack a little bit more there? I think he realized his teammates were changing, and the best thing to do was try to put it a little bit deeper and get back on defense, which is exactly what he did there. Good heads-up play.
And Fisher has great hockey IQ, as we've seen here tonight, with his ability to score and be defensive. But Bivolcic has to be really sharp on these last 2 chances.
Made a big save there, then got a block from Ziegler as well. Now another chance and tight, and he's got to hold on to that rebound and does. And again, Bivolcic's rebound control has been very good here this evening. And you know what? As a goaltender, you can be your own best friend by hanging on to that puck.
Definitely. And, you know, the Cats do a great job in front of him, too. There's been a couple where he's sprawling and being a bit of a contortionist out there, but he's not all on his own. He's got guys clearing out people in front of him and allowing him to have space to move a little bit. But That one he stretched behind him and got with the glove. I still don't understand how he quite got that on that second period.
He's having himself a pretty darn good game here, but again, take nothing away from Cross North in that Rams net. He has kept his team in this one after an 8-2 loss last night. It's 3-1 Arizona here tonight. And the Rams a much better showing.
Definitely a more complete game from them tonight. We saw a lot of just pucks that just absolutely just getting turned over and over again by CSU last game, and that is not the case tonight.
Vance gets in there to beat out an icing call, and the play continues here. Arizona pushing up on the forecheck, trying to make something happen. Cleared around, however, out to center, but turned over. Latovsky couldn't hang on to it, sent back down, and that one will be stopped in behind the net. Pavalsik, well, he elects to backhand it around to Vance. Vance looking cross ice, pass tipped away, but hustling up after it is Marshall. Defender stumbles, Marshall into the corner with it.
And that's a guy like Marshall, he really does not quit on a play, and that's exactly why you do not quit on the play, because if that guy catches an edge and goes down, you're all by yourself.
We get a whistle here. Looks like a glove pass, I believe, is what they call, so we will put the face-off back inside the Arizona end of things here. 3:22 into the third period. 3-1 Wildcats in the lead.
They come out here with their top line of Selman, Lowell, and Cusinelli, looking to generate a little bit of offense, get some offensive pressure back in the CSU zone.
Face-off to the right of that Wildcats net. Arizona controlling. Matthew Hull behind his own net will feed it around to his D partner, swung up the left wing side. That one pitchforked off the boards and down. Rolling puck going straight towards the net. And now chased back there, Cowden able to move it up through center. Cowden will lead the rush. In over the line, checked off his stick by Fisher. Puck into the right side corner. Colagrasso after it, tried to center. He was knocked down.
Big hit there by, I believe that was Selman down there. Not the biggest guy on the ice, but not afraid to throw the body around.
Another big hit on the near side as Cowden was dropped by Lowell, and Arizona going back to the physical play here, and always good to see. It's interesting because talking to Chad Berman coming into the weekend, he said that's really this Colorado State team, that's their hallmark, is when they're playing physical, they're trying to knock you off the puck, get you off your game, but at times Arizona's turned those tables on them.
They have, and that hit by Timor, I think, was the biggest hit out of the last two games. And last game, Cowden was really a guy who was driving that physical play from CSU, but we haven't seen quite as much out of him tonight in that regard.
And I kind of wonder if he's had to rein it in a little bit with the early ejection of Mullane.
That is true. You see a guy go off the ice, but here comes Lowell.
Moving in on the right side, Lowell with a toe drag, lost the puck. It turned into a dangerous chance. Anyway, it's still sitting free. They score! North was unable to come up with the rebound. And now we got a little bit of a comeuppance in behind the net. But crashing to the net and picking up that loose puck was Selman. He puts it away to make it a 4-1 Wildcats lead early in the third.
And that was not the prettiest stick handle by Lowell in the world. You know, he wasn't quite able to cleanly drag it around the defender, but he gets it in around the net. Cusinelli selflessly crashing the net as well, and Selman is able to pot that one in. The whole line getting involved in that play. And if you're CSU, that is the opposite of the way you wanted this first. Obviously, that goes without saying, but it just seems like if the U of A can pile things on now, it's going to have a very different feel going forward.
And U of A out to a more comfortable lead now, up 4-1. That puck cleared down the ice, that'll be an icing call.
And we'll see if the chirping comes up a little bit more vocal from each team on the ice as they get going back at each other.
Face-off will be to the right of North. In that Rams goal. And this is interesting. This is a character moment for Colorado State. How do they respond here? Late in the third, down by 3. Do they get more physical? Do they continue to try to press the attack? Do they get frustrated?
Give it to number 20, Brody Selman. The assist goes to number 18, Jesse Lowell, and number 15, Anthony Cusinelli. That's Selman from Lowell and Cusinelli. Time of your Wildcat goal, 4 minutes, 11 seconds in the third period.
Another icing call here, and the faceoff will go back into the Colorado State zone.
You know, hearing that announcement with all 3 forwards on that line contributing to that goal, as a coach, you'd love to hear that. It was not purely an individual effort. It's all 3 guys willing to get down there and, you know, fight for their space in the paint. And it seemed like Cusinelli had a little something to say to a CSU player after that exchange as well. So he's not afraid to get down there either.
You got to stick your nose in front of the net. That's where the pucks are, and he was able to put that one. Yeah, or Selman was able to put that one in, but I mean, Cusinelli, we've seen him down there plenty of times, and again, that line producing, that's a great sight for this Arizona Wildcats team. You'll want to see that.
Yeah, last game you really saw up and down the lineup, a lot of different guys scoring, but at the end of the day, you look to your top line to drive that offense. They are your most gifted offensive players usually. They have Lowell and Cusinelli have played together, they have chemistry, and Selman has fit right in on that line.
Face off will be to the left of Bavalsic. And Timor is going to scoot over, trying to make a little defensive alteration, but then the draw was run right to where Timor was. No matter, Arizona does get the puck away to center anyway.
Best laid plans.
And the puck put in front. Timor there to scoop it away, but right now Colorado State trying to keep that one in, working behind the net pattern.
Some soft hands by Timor there to corral that puck and not let it get in on net. You don't want to be putting own shots on your own goalie.
Kleiner tried to put it towards the goal. That one ends up steered behind the net. Latovsky on it. Timor steals it away. We'll play it to the near side. Down for the left point, Cowden pinching, trying to keep it in. Held in, Latovsky shot, sticked out of play. No, it stays in off the dasher. Went way up in the air, but did not touch the netting, and that forces Arizona to clear it, and they'll take an icing call here.
And there are some tired Wildcats out here, especially this defensive pair. They've been out here for a little while. Timor was on the receiving end of a big hit there on that last shift. They're going to have some smart puck possession and get a line change here. This is not the time to be a hero.
Fortunately, they do have a 3-goal lead. It's 4-1, 5 minutes, 42 seconds gone here in the third period. Face-off coming up to the left of Bavalsic.
When you see those guys resting their sticks on their knees, trying to get a breather, trying to catch a breath, they're looking at that bench thinking, let's get out, let's get off here, let's get some fresh legs, and they're going to all head to the bench.
Nice job by Lusby to get it ahead there. Malafronte sending it in, so they do get that change.
That is critical right there. That is a smart play to get up fresh legs on the ice, rest those guys up.
And now Hedgecote pressured in his own zone, but slips it up the wall. And right back in the left side, there's room for Meyer. Meyer moving in with a shot save north, and Johansson just couldn't get to the rebound. Kept into the right point, and now the hitting picking up a little bit. Puck stays in, though. Johansson on that right side with it. He'll put it in behind the net. Quick up top. Orfanos fan now a shot, and a right patch save by North. Rebound to the far side. Hedgecote holding it in.
That play by Meyer there, shooting at the pads, looking for a rebound. You don't necessarily have to go top shelf every single time. Just force the goalie to kick it out into a dangerous area.
And getting those shots through, so important.
Yeah, the Cats outshot CSU 16-6 in the first period, and I think that number is maybe came a little bit together, but they've definitely had more offensive pressure on consistent moments.
Orfanos had his shot blocked. He's trying to get the puck back, and now Wildcats looking to change things up a little bit here, push it back towards that Colorado State end. Just past 7 minutes gone here in the third period. 4-1. Wildcats in the lead as Bavalsic trying to help himself, and he sweeps it all the way around out to center. Meyer fronting that pass.
And I think that was a smart play there by Marshall. He could have really... Oh, they're going to take a penalty here.
Yep, Josephson is going to get it for that hit from behind. And that's, well, they're going to call it cross-checking, but that's just, at this point, I think it's a, let's make sure things don't get out of hand. We're going to call that penalty, and, you know, Colorado State goes to the power play here, but you don't want these two teams to get to a point as the hitting does pick up again where it becomes a dangerous game.
And I was just about to compliment Dawson Marshall's ability to hold up on his last check, not do anything silly. You know, he definitely slowed up, just put the body on in a way that can dislodge the puck, but you don't risk taking a penalty. But you got to be looking towards the next games in the schedule, too. You start risking injuries, and you start getting a little bit too physical in the sense that, you know, you're risking guys getting hurt. If CSU decides they're, all right, we're going to retaliate, you're risking your own player's safety there sometimes. So not the smartest play, but it's a physical game, happens, and he's been good. I will say Josephson's been good tonight, but not his best play.
Josephson, 2 minutes for cross-checking. Time of the penalty, 7 minutes, 22 seconds in the third period.
So this is the first look at the power play for Colorado State tonight.
Well, they've scored on the power play tonight.
Or pardon me, yes, it is. You're right. It is that they scored on that too many men goal.
But hopefully we're not
or too many men situation.
Hopefully we're not taking another look at that that situation on the Wildcat end of things right now. But you know, this is a pivotal moment in this game. There's 12 minutes left. You're down by 3. You've got a chance to bring it within 2. Let's see how the Wildcats respond to the offensive pressure they can put on here.
Right now, puck tied up on that far side. Colorado State using that extra man to get it back. Long shot in, missed the net. And now the puck not cleared out, held in at the left point by Tower. He bumps off a check, puts it towards the goal. Save Bavalsic, rebound, he got that one too. Marshall jamming it to the line, still not out. Long shot tumbling wide of the net.
You know, Bavalsic's positioning on those shots from out from the point, he really seems calm and composed when they're coming in. But as soon as those rebounds start, he is not afraid to get scrambly and start getting all over the place. But I really like his composure on those shots that he's seeing. He's not overusing his body. He's not overworking himself.
He's staying tall, staying big, and he's also out. But that one eludes him through traffic. A power play goal once again for Colorado State. They're 2 for 2 with a man advantage. And now with 11 minutes, 14 seconds left to go in this third period, they cut the lead in half. It's 4-2.
And Bavalsic's been great when he can see it, but I think there was a little screen from his own player out in front. Just wasn't able to pick that one up in time, and it squeezes through him.
Yeah, judging by the reaction there from Bavalsic, he did not see that shot.
He's been very active when he needs to be, but I think on that one he just could not quite catch it coming off the stick. But we keep talking about responses. We keep talking about that next shift, and now it's the U of A's time.
So Arizona trying to push ahead here on the left side. They put the big unit back out there. Here's Cusinelli in on the left wing side. He is bumped off the puck. Selman up after it, and Cusinelli is still down. Now he's up.
I think he was just a little bit afraid of a errant skate getting in there.
Cowden give the assist to number 22, Tristan Maestas, and number 18, Jackson Birdsall. That's Cowden from Maestas and Birdsall on the power play. Time of the Colorado State goal, 8 minutes, 46 seconds in the third period.
I like that confident save there from Bavalsic after giving up that goal. He stays tall, shrugs it off the shoulder on a dangerous chance.
Lowell tried to steer one towards the net. That was tipped wide. But right now, Arizona battling hard to keep the puck in on that right wing side. Here's Lusby after it, knocked away from him. And now back the other way. Here's Grayson North. He'll dump it into the far side corner. Hedgecoke after it. We are halfway home here in the third period. Arizona 4, CSU 2.
Definitely a much more competitive game from this side of CSU tonight, but Arizona's looked good when they've needed to. And
chance in front. Lusby is shut down by North. Another big save.
Absolutely.
Well, that play is way offside. And this will be a chance for Arizona here maybe to rush the puck up on the right side. Ziegler steps in, he gets around his check, he walks it in, cutting to the front, a shot, save North, and he's able to hold on to the rebound. Big stop again there, and Cross North holding his team in this hockey game.
I think he's going to need a couple ice packs after this weekend. He has been all over the place. He's done his best he can to keep him in this game, especially tonight. But that move there by Connor Ziegler, getting past 2 guys on the right side boards, bringing it into the middle, creating a great scoring chance, almost all on his own. And I spoke with him after the game last night, and he said the formula was simple: more goals, more goals. And he was looking for another one there.
Face-off will be to the right of North, and that'll be handled. Colorado State able to clear it out to center. Bouncing puck there, and battling for it is Fisher. He'll knock it back in. Wilson sending it back up that right wing side. Ford on the half wall, lost the handle on it. Bouncing puck runs into Lusby. Ford gets it back, does get it out of the zone at the very least.
And Fisher there just battling away, not giving up any space to the CSU forwards, holding his ground and making sure they do not get into the offensive zone there easily.
Wilson will dump it in from center, but Balsick out behind the net. He'll play it around to the near side of the backhand. Pull up the right wing. Here's Meyer. Meyer tipping it on. Orfanos in with it. He'll send it wide to the net. Maybe looking for Meyer on that back door, but he was unable to come up with it.
It's a little bit out of reach for him there. And Orfanos can create a lot with his speed and his size, but that one just a little bit out of the reach of Meyer on the left-hand boards.
Colorado State electing to just wedge that one onto the zone.
And that's a play they have gone to a lot, and I can't personally deduce exactly what they're seeing right now, if they're looking for just a floater breakaway goal, catching U of A sleeping, but that's just an easy turnover for Timor, and this is just offensive zone time draining down the clock, and Orfanos will not give up on this at all.
Oh, what a great job on this shift by Orfanos here. Puck possession as he dumps it towards the front of the net. Sent back onto the right side. Meyer letting it go up top. Shively walks all the way down behind the net with it. Shively wrapping it around. He'll feed the left point. There's a shot coming in. Oh, Meyer just missed on the tip. That was actually a great pass. Nice heads-up pass there from Dawson Marshall.
Yeah, coming off the bench, I think Shively knew they had a new guy coming on in that open space, and that was a smart little play down there to try to get that tip from Marshall to Meyer.
Marshall trying to feed it in front. Timor crashed down, couldn't make it happen, and now the puck at center will be wheeled back in. Josephson cut off behind the net by North, but Vance tripped down by the goaltender. Do we get a call? Nope. Play on.
Haven't seen a lot of that out of North in these two games where he does something quite like
that. Well, there you go.
They
didn't call the first one. They had to call the second one, and that's pretty much how it goes.
Yeah, I'm not really sure what Deverin Danis is trying to accomplish here. He took a penalty, runs into Ziegler. This is frustration, and it'll boil over. He's still having a chat. I'm not sure with who, but Deverin Danis, he doesn't believe it should have been a trip, but it's not up to him at the end of the day.
12:57, time of the tripping call. And Arizona dangerous on the power play tonight. It's been the second unit that scored, but they're 2 for 3 with a man advantage.
Yeah, and U of A crowd here, just like with any hockey game, when you get put in the box and you debate the call a bit, the fans are going to give it to you.
They definitely were giving it to him on the way in. And so now they got to work setting it up. Here's Hole on the right side. Fisher up top. And now walking, and there's a shot right past saved by North.
2 minutes for tripping. Time of that penalty, 12 minutes, 57 seconds in the third period.
Hole tried to force that one through. It ends up knocked into the near side corner.
And you can see Cusinelli on the far side here, just kind of trying to find some soft space, trying to find an area, expose some of the defensive flaws they've had throughout the night.
Puck cleared down the ice, and both teams will change up the units here. U of A will put that second power play unit out there on the ice. 6:14 and counting to go into third. 4-2. Arizona leads, coming up on 1 minute to go on the man advantage.
With Deverin Danis standing up in the box, just chomping at the bit to get out of there. We'll see what kind of play he wants to bring when that door does open. The second unit out here now for the Wildcats, looking to generate some offensive possession. Wind down that clock.
Here's Timor at the right point, feeding it over to the left side. Shively will switch places. Get it back from Lusby. And looking for Timor in the back door, didn't quite connect.
Looking for that same play they score on that second power play with Timor just waiting until the last second to skate down into that dot area.
Lusby up top, he'll work his way to the left half wall. Now we got another penalty coming up, as decked in front was Johansson. And now he's really taking the business from North as well. We finally get the whistle here. We're going to have a roughing call, and so that is going to be a 14-second 5-on-3 for the Wildcats. Boy, Johansson was just absolutely reefed in the back there.
And then after that, North was giving it to him.
He was giving him the business.
He might be giving a call to the chiropractor tomorrow. That's a lot of punishment to take down low, but That's exactly the type of play you gotta be willing to tolerate if you're gonna be in those tough areas down in the blue paint. People do not want you there, and they're gonna do everything they can to get you out of there, but you gotta fight and hold your ground. And they're gonna come back with their top power play unit here. Lowell, Selman, Cusinelli, Hull, and Fisher.
Well, they got to put somebody in the box here, and they have not yet. So that leads me to believe the penalty is on North. And now, well, someone's going to come over to serve this. Let's see. I believe that is Podlesh. Yeah, it is. Podlesh comes in to serve it. So I think the initial penalty was on the goaltender. So I think it's going to be North who picks up the call. We'll find out in a second.
Colorado State penalty at number 3, Cross North. 2 minutes for roughing. Serving the penalty for North is number 20, Zachary Poldish.
So indeed, 5-on-3 limited time here, and now it's back to 5-on-4. Hole up top, tried to put it through. It's cut off, and DiBerardini's out of the box, looking to move it ahead. And now a little collision going into the corner. I don't think you're going to see the ticky-tack stuff called here on out, but you will see the big stuff called. And Colorado State may end up showing a little more frustration than they'd like.
Yeah, and this is where a coach is going to reel their guys in on the bench. You can't have guys, going out there taking stupid penalties. If you're trying to play physical, but you see right here, we've got number 27 from CSU just giving that little extra shove to the back of the head. That wasn't called there, but I can imagine if that goes on much longer, the refs aren't going to let that go.
Well, if U of A sticks another puck in the net, you can only imagine that will increase. They are on their 5th power play of the night now as it's cleared down. Bavalsic will knock it down. 2 for 4 are the Wildcats. Just under a minute to go in this power play here.
And I'm wondering your thoughts on this. When you're on a power play with, you're up by 2, you got 4 minutes left in the game, do you risk giving up a shorty, or do you kind of stick to a little bit more of that safer power play style and cycle like, that we've seen the Cats do so well?
Well, I think if you're Arizona, you keep doing what you're doing. They've been working the puck around up top and trying to get some motion in front of the net here, as we saw Johansson down there. But I don't think you change anything up. You got 2 power play goals. Keep doing what you're doing. Exactly. Now, you certainly don't want to leave yourself high and dry, and so that requires some extra defensive awareness. But I don't think you change anything.
No, they've been defensively responsible. They haven't given up any shorthanded chances. And just like you said, that's what they need to stick to.
And so now back to 5-on-5 as the penalty is over. Puck cleared down. U of A is going to have to reset the even strength unit here, and will do so as that puck tipped down by Shively.
That was good defensive awareness by Timor there to know that penalty's running out. He skates back into his own zone, make sure he's back in case there's an errant puck that gets up to a CSU forward. And now we'll see if they can get going on the counterattack.
Right now, Arizona has to hold up at the CSU line as they tag it up. Vance will move up on the forecheck. Puck into that left wing corner. Just kind of dies in the snow over there here in this late third period. 2:39 to go. 4-2. Wildcats in the lead.
And Vance working hard down there. Not afraid to take a hit.
It'll be cleared out up the left wing side by Colorado State. Cut off of the line, and now we get a penalty coming up. And that one's going to be against Ziegler, and again, that's just kind of a crowd control measure at this point. The game has the potential to get out of hand. You don't want it to.
No, that was farthest from the puck carrier. He had the puck. He hadn't gotten rid of it. It wasn't late. Didn't seem too high, but those big hits along the boards, I think he got his elbow up there a little bit on him. And, Connor Ziegler seems to be a guy who likes to play with a little bit of that edge. He got into a little bit of physicality at the end of last game and, trying to throw a big hit there, but the refs are going to make sure that this doesn't turn into something where it's risky for the players.
Well, the important part here is Arizona hasn't killed one off yet. They need to now.
Time of that penalty, 17 minutes, 36 seconds in the third period.
They really have to be a little bit more aware. Colorado State's power play has actually been pretty good tonight. They're 2 for 2. And now it's on to Arizona to be sharp here on this kill.
You do not want to come out of a game with a 0% penalty kill rate.
Goaltender off the ice, extra man out there. Bavalsic hanging on to the puck at the side of the net. And now we get a whistle. 1:57 left to go into third, and it'll be 6-on-4. The upside of this for Arizona is they can take unlimited shots at that empty net without fear of an icing repercussion.
Yeah, you can toss one down from any part of this ice, and it could bank off something, roll off something. You just never know. But
I'm just going to go ahead and say Pavalsik if he's got the chance. He might take a rip at it. 2-goal lead, you never know.
There is no one in this world who does not like seeing a goalie goal.
And that one is dumped just wide of the empty net. You hear the oohs and ahs from the crowd as they are aware that net is empty. Cross North out of it. And there's 6 skaters out for Colorado State.
And this is the time where the rest of the team besides Cross North needs to step up and try to get something done, because he's on the bench for the first time. And he's been one of their best players by far.
And so they go to work. The Rams setting it up top. DiVerendini's cannot hold it in. It scoots off, is sticking out, and this is going to give Lowell a shot at the empty net. He scores! Jesse Lowell will ice this game into a yawning goal mouth with 1:18 left to go here in the third. It's 5-2 Wildcats.
And you like to see a player like Jesse Lowell get rewarded with that score sheet marker. You know, that empty net goal is not going to determine the outcome of this game, but he's worked hard. He's really been physical. He's skated hard and put himself in positions to score. And there's no better position to score than with the goalie out of the net.
Boy, that's nice for Arizona to pick up that shorthanded goal.
And it kind of seemed like after that puck came out of the zone, you've said DiVerendini's, I've said Deberendanis, he just kind of lost that puck and quit on it a little bit, and Lowell was just able to skate right on it.
They push right back in. There's a chance and a nice right pad saved by Pavalsik as it's cleared back out to center.
That's Lowell on the empty netter. Time of your Wildcat goal, 18 minutes, 42 seconds in the third period.
Post comes off behind Pavalsik in the Arizona net.
They don't seem to be
not a real hurry to reset it. Yeah.
No. I don't think they know that people were trying to beat the traffic a tiny bit on a Saturday night, but now we'll get it back on the pegs. I'm sure CSU feels in a little bit of the sooner they can get out of this building.
And now Sebastian Janik, I know he's going to head downstairs to get our post-game interviews here. The face-off will be coming up to the right of the Arizona Wildcats net. Draws one back to the point. It's held in there by Tower. Tower feeding it across the net. Empty once again. It's 5-2. Arizona in the lead. And there's a shot. They score on the rebound. Max Kleiner putting away the rebound past Pavalsik. It's a 6-on-5 goal. And now things are going to get a little tense here for Arizona. And Pavalsik was a little slow to get up. I think he's okay. It looks like he might have tweaked something on that left side a little bit, but he's all right. But it's a 5-3 game now as Kleiner scores a late goal. That one at 19:01. And that is a 6-on-5 marker. And let's see, they're going to get North out of there again here as they push it in.
The assist goes number 9, John Tower, and number 27, Trent Hines. That's Kleiner from Tower and Hines on the power play. Time of the Colorado State goal, 19 minutes, 2 seconds in the third period.
Now we're seeing a lot of piling up at the blue line here. Arizona trying to at least tie it up, run some clock. 30 seconds to go in this one. Colorado State's got the extra man out there, and now they fall on the puck. It's finally dug out on the near side. Cleared to the point, not out. Tower with the shot blocked. And now a chance. Pavalsik save. Rebound is cleared. Drifting towards the blue line. Not out. Kept in by the Rams. Here's a chance for Marshall to clear. Bouncing puck still not out. Time running down. 8 seconds left to go. Chance in front is blocked. Another one. There's a shot save. Pavalsik. Rebound in behind the net. And that's it. Time runs out. The Arizona Wildcats hold on for a 5-3 win over Colorado State. A big win for Arizona and a sweep of the early season series, the home opening weekend series here for the Wildcats over the Rams.
It's a weekend sweep for your Wildcats as they beat Colorado 5-3.
Boy, it's so important in college hockey to get those sweeps when you can, and they do. And so now the two teams will line up at the blue lines and shake hands after a hard-fought weekend set here between the two of them. And you know what? It's nice to see Wildcats hockey back here at Tucson Arena. Boy, oh boy, it's been a long time, but now the fans are back in the building, and the Wildcats skate off with a pair of wins at home. And as they always do, they will salute the fans. And we will get a chance here. Sebastian Janik should have a chat with head coach Chad Berman, and then we should also have a player interview in there as well. But a big night here. 5 different players with goals for the Wildcats, and a couple of power play markers as well, especially early on, the Wildcats finding power play success. And a big night here for Arizona, so let's go ahead and check in down at ice level. It looks like Sebastian is going to talk with Jesse Lowell here, and then Coach Berman.
Here with Jesse Lowell, scored the empty net goal to close this one out. Home sweep back in the TCC. What are you guys feeling right now? What are you looking to in the future?
Yeah, it definitely feels great to be back home. It's definitely a great win for the boys this weekend. Just trying to keep it simple and get ready for ASU on Tuesday.
Definitely a little bit physical there in the third period, you know, throwing the body around. Is that what do you think about that? And, you know, how do you feel like that plays into your style of the game?
I think as a team, it just definitely gives us a lot of energy. So laying those bodies just keeps us in the game and keeps us going forward.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Jesse. And I'm here with head coach Chad Berman. We've seen throughout the game, you saw a lot of players driving hard to the net, creating opportunities, getting into the dangerous zones. What do you like to see out of your team in that regard?
Yeah, we want to keep things simple. We're trying to do the little things right. I thought we had a pretty good first detail-wise. I didn't like the second, and the third was so-so. I think we're just starting to kind of get our legs under us from the summer and the long break. And you know, no time to wait for that because now we got ASU Tuesday. It gets real.
Absolutely. In 2 games of the TCC, 2 wins. What does that mean to get back on track for the rest of this season?
Well, it's everything. We need to feel good about ourselves, but it's good to be back home in front of our people. Certainly a lot on film we can build on, and like I said, we're all eyes on ASU Tuesday now. We're very focused on that matchup.
Sounds good. Thank you, Coach.
All right, so there you go. There's a chat with head coach Chad Berman, Jesse Lowell, and boy, I tell you what, Lowell's line was very instrumental in tonight's game. Nice to see a lot of the things they were able to do tonight, but goals from Fisher, Malafronte, Timur Selman, and then, of course, Lowell sealing the deal with his empty net goal. Also, Nolan Bavalsik getting the win here this evening. 5-3, the Arizona Wildcats over the Colorado State Rams. So as you heard, the Wildcats will now take to the road, and their next game is Tuesday night against the Arizona State Sun Devils. So it just remains for me to thank Sebastian Janik and Garrett Kane doing the producing and the camera work tonight. Sebastian doing the color with me here on this evening's broadcast. I'm Tom Callahan. Thank you so much for joining me here from Tucson Arena. One more time, your final score, Arizona Wildcats 5, Colorado State Rams 3. We'll talk to you next time. Thanks for joining us, everybody. This is Arizona Wildcats Hockey.